All right, everybody, we are back for round 2. And better late than never, Jason is here with us.
I'm back.
And we did miss you. I'm glad to see you. We said earlier in the last show we did that you were beating that Father's Day rush that everybody's going to be on next week.
That's right. Right.
Took care of everything a weekend early, so welcome back. And want to touch on a few things that we didn't get to on the last one. But
yes, like the important stuff.
We're not going there. Just.
I thought we discussed that we were going to go there.
No, you pretty much discussed with the voices in your head and figured that's what was going to happen. But no.
All right, fine.
So
because I'm going to be held back by what this guy says. So what we were discussing before the podcast was wet dreams, and I made mention how I've never had a wet dream in my life. So, and apparently I'm not alone here.
So, Jason, you got to see Solo this past weekend. And,
I got to have a second
viewing.
viewing.
You totally glossed over that.
Definitely wanted to get your opinion on it, like I mentioned in the last show. Sure did. Ran right over it. Didn't want to talk about it. Look at that. Did you see?
All I know is they said if you didn't have a wet dream in sex ed class by age of 16, it was not normal.
Yeah, because it's the first time the public school system ever lied to you.
But what makes that not normal? I'm 33. I've never had one.
Have you sought medical attention?
I have not, but I've practiced enough on my own.
Do you think you actually hit puberty, sir? No.
Judging, yes.
Multiple times.
So you're not normal. Jason, Solo, move on.
It was fun. It was the movie that I expected. It was a nice, basically, Solo origin story. Donald Glover made that movie, though. Him as Lando was excellent.
I enjoyed his work.
It was
a douchebag.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
What was that, Peanut Gallery?
The character.
The character's a douchebag.
The character was a douchebag.
Because he cheated. He's a cheater.
Well, they're all scoundrels.
Right.
I think it's hilarious how he just dipped on him at the one point.
That was great. That was pretty funny.
I really liked his droid partner.
Yes.
337 or whatever her name was.
Insert random droid letters and numbers.
That was pretty close to it.
No, I think you got it. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not.
Can I get you anything? Equal rights.
That was great.
Just overall, if I had one complaint, it should have had Boba Fett cameo, but other than that.
But pretty much you'd say that for anything, correct?
Oh, any Star Wars.
Really
if he would have showed up in Infinity War, that'd been odd but awesome.
Yeah.
You're basically saying,
then again, you wouldn't have minded.
You're basically saying nobody would have needed to explain it. Did we need him in Infinity War? No, but we're all glad he was there. But you also saw Infinity War again, and we didn't touch on that. So.
Yeah, third time, and still choking back tears at the end. My dad said it was his favorite of the Marvel films. It definitely ranks up there.
Yeah, it definitely ranks top 5 for me as well.
I'm just really looking forward to see where it goes from here. That's
I think it leads to the sequel from here.
Obviously.
I feel pretty confident in that.
Just because you're pissed that nobody wants to talk about wet dreams, you don't have to.
We're talking about wet dreams again. All right, you brought it up, everybody.
Just
therefore, it must be on your mind.
I'm curious to see where the storyline goes, other than an obvious sequel, jackass. Also got to see a cool trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see how they address the events of Infinity War in that.
Yeah, because he just conveniently wasn't there.
They made mention of it.
No, they did.
Well, they said that he wasn't there because of the house arrest.
He was on house arrest.
They did, and I respect that. I really like the Ant-Man character. I was kind of bummed, and Hawkeye wasn't there either. So
same reason. Now, I did read something where they said all their TV shows, even the ones that are coming out in a few months, will be taking place before Infinity War. So I guess in Luke Cage and stuff like that, there will not be any references to
all those events have taken place before the Infinity War. Okay.
So I guess that's another reason that we didn't get the cameos by those characters.
I can live with that.
It's cool. Well, it would have been really neat to have.
It's not the reason. It's just a cop out.
Right, but how cool would it have seemed to been the Punisher's about to waste a guy, and the guy just leaves in the wind.
Yeah.
And Punisher's just cool, save the bullet.
Yeah,
at the same time,
just walks on, just keeps on going about his day. You know,
but at the same time, if I would have had to see like Foggy or Karen go dust in the wind, I would have probably that'd have been really what set me over the edge.
You mentioned Luke Cage. I believe we get season 2 of Luke Cage later this month, don't we?
Yeah, I think we get that. I know they're working on Jessica Jones season 3. We got Daredevil season 3. So good stuff coming down the pipeline from Netflix.
What else did you see? Did you see something else?
And I saw Deadpool again.
That was just a lot of fun.
Hilarious.
Right, yeah. Josh Brolin as Cable was excellent. He really knows how to get into franchises, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Except for what, Jonah Hex? Or
Ooh, I forgot. You know what? Somehow I forgot about that.
So yeah, Jonah Hex. That did turn into franchise.
I was really upset the character of Shatterstar really just got shit on in Deadpool.
Yeah, but yeah. So, I always
well,
like.
you know what I'm kind of pissed about that got shit on is the fact that we skipped over the wet dream conversation that we were supposed to have for this podcast.
Life's hard. Wear a helmet.
Life's hard. That's exactly my point. It's exactly my point. I digress. Until later in this podcast.
But no, I'm with you. I really like Shatterstar.
Oh, it's not where I thought this was going. All right. I was thinking about giant vaginas. Like, is where I thought this was going.
That's what all men think about. We just don't need to talk about it. It's like the Loch Ness Monster. We know it's there, but nobody needs to talk about it.
Do you really dream about giant vaginas?
I thought you guys would think about tight vaginas, not giant ones.
No, huge giant ones that chase you throughout the city. Not like giant vaginas on a woman.
Is that like the giant clitoris in the South Park movie?
It's like a standalone vagina that chases people throughout the city.
Like I said, is that like the giant clitoris from the South Park movie?
Perhaps.
So Shatterstar. Really enjoyed him in the X-Force comics. And actually there's this really cool scene that got censored in one of the comics where he is fighting Juggernaut and he cuts out his eye.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So that would have been
I'm sure that did not upset you that was censored.
No, it didn't. But it still would have been kind of cool for the movie.
I agree.
I was a big fan of the Shatterstar action figure as a kid, and I thought it was cool he was going to be in the movie, and then he just kind of got shit on in the movie. So.
Well, maybe, yeah. I was disappointed by that too. Like I wasn't like all the other ones that were in there. I was like, okay, well at least they say Peter.
Like there's no coming back from what happened to him. So.
So while we're on the discussion of movies, anybody miss out on the new Halloween trailer? Did you watch it?
I did watch it.
What did you think?
What did I think? I thought the trailer, the concept of the movie looked good. Like I thought the trailer itself looked good. I still don't like that they said 2 through however many.
Right.
They basically snap their fingers and they disappear.
Yeah, it's the alternate timeline thing.
With for no reason. There's no time travel happening.
The only reason to do it is to be able to bank on it and make money. Is really the only reason to do so. I'm not thrilled by this movie at all. There were some cool things in the trailer, and then there were some things that I was kind of like, wow, you did this in the trailer, like ripping off some of the other sequels in the series and, the Rob Zombie movies.
Right.
The whole scene where he takes the teeth over the bathroom stall and drops them on the floor.
Right.
That's awfully brutal for the sequel to Halloween, in my opinion, because Halloween has, no blood in it whatsoever. It didn't get off on being super violent. So I have a feeling if this movie is going to be really violent, I'm not going to enjoy it. I don't need violence in my Halloween movies. Especially when it's supposed to be a direct sequel to the original.
Right.
Now, granted, I do love the Curse of Michael Myers, and that's got some really brutal deaths in it, and I really like it. So it's kind of in between. But it doesn't feel like the original Halloween at all. And it's supposed to be like the direct sequel to it.
Right.
I love the original Halloween 2. I like the idea of Laurie and Michael being siblings. Basically you have a guy locked up. I don't say it in the trailer, but I imagine it's Smith's Grove Mental Institution that he's locked up for 40 years. And people are just now coming to, I guess, the documentary people or something like that about a guy who killed 3 people. Wow. But Laurie Strode has been preparing for 40 years, and she's freaking, I don't know what she's doing, but she's just shooting mannequins and shit for 40 years.
Like she wouldn't have carried out some kind of plot by now.
Right. I mean, but the other thing is, I'm assuming she's still living in Haddonfield. Why wouldn't she just moved away?
Right.
But the thought of a 61-year-old Michael Myers coming to hunt her down does not really seem scary to me.
But it's like it's like you all are saying. It's one thing if you're going to reboot and go that way,
right?
But to just gloss over, to do one and just gloss over stuff that's already happened, and
right?
Like it never.
The whole bathroom scene was really, I don't know. It's been done in several of the Halloween films before, so it just felt very generic to me. They did the bathroom scene in part 6 where Jamie's trying to escape with the baby, and then you find out that Jamie didn't have the baby; she left it in the bathroom at the bus station. And then Halloween H2O had the rest stop where Michael stopped in and just snatched the lady's purse. Like we've seen this scene so many times in the Halloween series, let alone in like High Tension did it really well with the bathroom scene, but it's the same thing over and over again. There's a scene in the garage with the guy dead on the floor, which was taken right from Halloween 4. So there's little things like that. Now, an homage they did pay in the trailer that I thought was really fucking awesome was after Michael gets ran into by the kid, and then they play the music from like the original Halloween. I thought that was really cool as an homage to the first one. But then later in that scene, you see trick-or-treaters running, and this group of 3... where I think it's maybe a mother or a babysitter in between 2 children that are wearing masks from Halloween 3. And it was the witch in the skeleton mask from the Silver Shamrock Company. I thought that was fucking epic. So kudos to them on that. I'll be seeing this opening night either way, but I'm just not overly excited as a lot of people are about the trailer.
Well, I really liked our idea where he lures her in by catfishing her.
Right, right. I think that'd be great.
I thought... so once we've had that brilliant idea, nothing they do will compare to that, and I'll be ultimately disappointed. But if I'm not doing anything, I'll be right there with you.
Right. So, I mean, I don't know. I just think the overall premise of the 40 years of Michael being locked up and everything, like, why the fuck are you going to wait 40 goddamn years?
It's not like he went on a mass murdering spree. It's like you said, 3 people. And the other thing they ripped off is how... they're transporting him in or around Halloween again because he escapes when the bus tips over or something. So it's like, I don't know, The Fugitive, where the bus tips over and all the mental patients escape and everything, and he gets out. Like, I don't know. I don't like that. It's very generic. They transport him in an ambulance in Halloween 4, and he gets out. So what you're saying is they got lazy at some point.
I feel they got really lazy.
As Deadpool would say, lazy writing.
Right. Yes, lazy writing is right. But like I said, maybe I'll go and see this movie October 19th when it comes out, and maybe I'll walk away being entertained. But all I know is the original ones are there, and I can return to them and watch them at my convenience.
It may even give you your first wet dream.
Yes, they might even do that. Now, what do you think? Michael Myers was in like Smith's Grove Mental Institution for 15 years? So
are you
he was
looking at
from
me
like 6 years old to 21. What do you think a serial killer like Michael Myers has to dream about to have a wet dream? Like what puppies? You think? Well, he eats puppies. He eats dogs.
There you go.
Is that what gets him off? Is that what gets Michael Myers off?
It might be.
I don't know. Or is it the thought of murdering his sister after having sex gets him off?
Well, they say that people with the problems like that, that is the kind of stuff that gets him off.
No, it's very true. But
what was the whole thing in Sin City with Yellow Bastard? The screaming basically got him off.
Yeah,
that was. That's what did it.
He was also a pedophile. He had a lot of things going on.
But it was like he liked to hear the screaming. Wasn't that what it? What it was?
Yeah, because Hardigan tells her not to scream no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what, because that's what it took to get him off.
That was way to bring in a Sin City reference. Kudos to you.
I loved the original Sin City. I thought it was awesome.
A Game to Kill For wasn't bad either.
Wasn't terrible, but I think I like the first one better.
I think they're better stories, but they're both well done.
Yeah, I know. Sin City was awesome. But, I've heard about that. That these people have some type of mental affliction. It takes strange things to totally just get them there and to get them off.
It's true. See, you're actually in the conversation more now than you thought you were going to. Try to bash it.
So, let's move on.
You want to talk about CM Punk and UFC?
Yeah, I didn't get to touch on this in the last one, and I think subconsciously, again, I was waiting for Jason because I know that Jason's the resident.
I mean, he's wearing a shirt right now.
He's wearing a CM Punk shirt right now.
I didn't want to not wear one today just because,
That makes sense. You're showing sport. Me personally, I feel like CM Punk kind of ranks up with a certain Bayside High residence that we talked about earlier.
At least he came in second, right?
That's right. That's right. Well, I think he's saying he's 1-1 now or something like that.
Yeah, he said because he won his court case.
Good for him. Like I said.
Winning where it counts.
Yeah.
In the courtroom.
That's...
So wait, why? What are you trying to allude to, Dan?
I'm trying to allude that I told you, I've just never been a big Punk guy. I've never been a big CM Punk fan.
I still like you.
I mean, hey, it is what it is. But he basically, what we're getting at, he unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on who you are, lost his second MMA attempt.
Lasted a lot longer, though.
Yeah, I mean, he went to full 15 minutes.
But we basically covered the fact that it's basically because his opponent was a jackass.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Jackson should have been able to finish the fight. Nothing against CM Punk. Punk, took a lot of shots and it was tough and, could have hung it up in between rounds or just kind of like laid down a little bit more and the ref probably would have stopped it.
Had he not, he'd have been blocking punches with his face again. I mean, that's what happened.
Well, it sounds like he blocked plenty of punches with his face.
Yeah. He did. He had to go to the hospital.
Yeah, I did see that. He had to get checked out. Yeah.
But, no, kudos to him. I think if anybody else was in similar situations and got, basically, I hate to say almost a handout to, do something that they would, love to do and kind of maybe jump in line, most people would take it.
Oh, no, I'm definitely not.
So I'm just saying, it's cool that he got another attempt.
He lasted longer than all of us in this room would have probably combined.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Against Mickey Gall, we all probably would have went out in like 15 seconds. But against that Mike Jackson guy,
I'm proud to say I can take quite a beating. So
you can give yourself quite a beating.
Maybe that's why I don't have wet dreams. I give myself too much of a beating while being awake.
This just doesn't quit, does it? So what's next for Punk now?
He's done in the UFC.
Yeah, Dana White basically said, I read something this morning, Dana White basically said, what's Punk now, 30? I didn't realize Punk was 39
The king of UFC has said, nope, forget it.
I think
Impact, we're good at Impact Wrestling.
If he wants,
I think wrestling's done with
he
him.
Basically said, he's done with pro wrestling.
But that was before he was done with UFC.
I think if it kind of depends on if he wants to hang up the, MMA gloves or not.
He's entertaining as fuck, though. Like, I think he would always have a place in the ring somewhere.
I
think he should come out with his own ice cream bars, personally.
Well, he tried for it in WWE and they weren't having it. So
now that he's away, he can just market his own ice cream bars. He can have.
There's plenty of Ultimate Fighting.
Right, exactly.
Syndicates out there.
So I'm sure somebody would offer him a spot.
Somebody would put him in the ring. But would he do it? Again, I didn't realize he was 39 years old. I didn't realize that.
We can have him fight on the North Eye tennis courts for all we care.
It would draw.
I would.
Hey, I used to wrestle in the Morgansville once.
That's right. So. We never did quite make it to North High. But.
No.
That's the big time.
That's right.
Compared to Morgansville.
Yeah, that's right.
Or maybe he should just stick with more like a singular discipline like jiu-jitsu and enter grappling tournaments. It's not gonna, that's not something a lot of people watch.
But it would pay the bills.
Probably not. But I think financially he's pretty well off. So if he just wanted to do something he enjoyed, just work on his jiu-jitsu skills. There's plenty of jiu-jitsu competitions that he could work his way through.
Well, it's a good thing he never went up against JDF because JDF would have destroyed him.
I still wanted to see that. I was really hoping for that.
That could be maybe the one last. I think it'd be great, but JDF would kick his ass.
Does he do MMA?
He does.
He used to. He hasn't.
He used to. It's been a while.
He's like what, 44, 45 now?
So he's not getting any younger
he's
either.
He's getting up there himself. So, but.
So hey, good for him. Great. he got to go out there.
I mean, it was something he said he wanted to do, and I'm glad he got to do it. He
said he wanted to do it. He went and did it. So I mean, everybody else can pretty much just shut up.
Pretty much. I mean,
he did what he wanted to do. I give him respect there.
Yeah, he's got nothing to prove at this point.
No.
Well, hey, maybe he could have a rap career like Enzo Amore.
Oh God!
Yeah,
we're not cover that.
No, we're not going to play it for you all. But Enzo Amore, who's still out of a job because
Carrie is his number one.
Yeah,
fan.
Carrie is.
Well, when there's only one, it's not hard.
Yeah,
she has the shirt on right now. The guy got the sauce.
She's got the sauce. Well, basically somebody had to. But Enzo has put out two rap songs. I guess
they're world star hip hop.
Yeah, their videos. It's not, you're not going to find them on Google Play or Apple Music anywhere, but
they're on YouTube
or any Billboard top 10,000 list.
Yeah, definitely not. They're
10,000.
You know what? It's not my thing. I'll say that, and I'm actually surprised because I liked his theme song in WWE. I actually thought he sounded really cool doing that. I thought if he would have stuck to that kind of sound or something, it would have been pretty cool. But no, this is just bad.
But do you think that was more like creative driving the bus and him just having to, do
I don't know.
say?
I don't know because I did remember reading like when he was still in their good graces and stuff that was something he wanted to do was to do like a rap CD and stuff like that. And if
I'm sure, but I wonder how
things would have went better. Yeah, I mean but no, this just I don't recommend this stuff at all. Like,
I think you may have to crawl before you walk on this.
Right.
Well, as like shit, I forgot what their the team was called. WCW Rap is Crap.
Oh, the West Texas Rednecks.
Yes, West Texas Rednecks said it best. But I mean, me personally, I like rap. I like all music. But, I did not like that.
Enzo.
I did not like Enzo music. No,
that was
not
the
at
music. I don't know.
I'm quite frankly waiting for the Elias album, so we'll
that could
see
be interesting.
There's talk that's something that might be coming down the pipe.
And when's the one where Shatner?
Wouldn't Elias actually have to play more than like one?
Sing
chord?
4 chords or whatever. Yeah, right. But
and when's the Shatner singing the theme songs? I'm still waiting for that. I think I pre-ordered it. It hasn't shown up yet.
You guys get a chance to check that on YouTube. William Shatner sings your favorite WWE theme.
How long have you been waiting for that?
As we were talking about earlier, one of your mother's least favorite people in the world.
God rest her soul, folks, but my mother hated William Shatner. She would still, if she were here with us, she'd still claim to this day that he murdered his wife.
Another one who she hated, which I'm not too fond of myself, was Martha Stewart.
Yeah, Martha Stewart's on Chopped now. Don't really know how I feel about that. Why
she'll
is
lose
she...
a finger.
Why is she the bar when it comes to... I mean, I understand she had her hands in a lot of different stuff.
She had her hands in a lot of insider trading.
Everybody's pockets. But when I think of Martha Stewart, it was more for like home living things, decor and things like that. I didn't realize like she was the standard as far as food goes.
And she's so boring.
She is boring. She sounds boring. She doesn't even sound like she's interested.
Yeah.
She's basically a character. Just Martha Stewart, like the character.
Yeah, I can't get behind that. If we're talking about food and Food Network, and also it's sad news out this week. Celebrity chef Anthony Bourdain passed away.
I've watched some of his stuff. Parts Unknown and that.
Yeah.
I just thought he was like a cool guy. That really saddened me.
Yeah,
It saddened a lot of people actually.
On those deaths, I didn't know who any of them were, so I had no idea who these people were. There was some woman who made purses apparently.
Yeah, Kate Spade as well.
Yeah, I thought that was David Spade's wife. I was wrong.
But it's close enough because honestly, I did not know that her husband was David Spade's brother.
Did that have a connection in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did not know that, but
was his sister.
I can honestly say that I know all about that between Carrie and my niece. My niece took it hard. She's a huge Kate Spade fan. She really took it hard. But
I mean, I didn't know who these people were. But I mean, I don't watch television really. Like I don't know who these. I guess. He was on cooking shows, right?
He had travel shows. He had a couple different kind of.
Yeah,
he was a chef.
What I don't understand. I mean, it was documented that Kate Spade was going, and both of them hanged themselves. By the way, that's the cause of death.
I didn't know how she died, but
she hanged herself with
she's one of her own purses.
A scarf, actually. It's very sad. She leaves behind a husband and a 13-year-old daughter. They found a suicide note, which basically wanted her daughter to know this was not her fault.
Now, was she the one who was battling depression for a long time?
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like that, not that there's an excuse or a reason for suicide, but that's more understandable. I haven't read as much about the
Apparently,
case.
I heard he used to be addicted to heroin or something.
Yeah, he used to have a bad drug problem.
I didn't know that. See, that's
what
I was going to say. I didn't know what led him.
But I think he's been battling depression and things as well.
Apparently, the country of Italy's taking it really hard. Apparently, he was very big over there. I cannot remember her name. I was telling Carrie about this, but he was linked to one of the first people to step forward against Harvey Weinstein. And
that's a long list now.
Well, yeah, but she was kind of the one that got the ball rolling into the whole, Me Too movement and all that. And he many times came to her defense and to her support on Twitter and things like that. But he, as it's come out, he hanged himself in a hotel bathroom with the belt from his bathroom.
All right.
Just
crazy stuff.
I mean, as much as we like to carry on and have fun, folks, this is serious stuff, and it really just makes you wonder what's going on in somebody's head. What's going on up here?
It doesn't matter how much fame you attain or how much money you make, and how you entertain other people. Like even Robin Williams a couple of years ago. Like you can carry on a certain public figure of yourself, but you don't know what somebody's battling inside.
And let's face it,
he had some sort of undiagnosed issue, did he not?
Robin Williams?
Yeah.
He, I believe, had depression.
Yeah.
On top of the depression, I thought.
Right.
Wasn't it bipolar?
He might have been.
I don't think it was bipolar disorder.
And I think, too, a lot of times we put a lot of these people on pedestals. We do. We feel like they're almost like God, like they're untouchable. Like, when you read that, honestly, tell me Robin Williams was not the last person you would have ever expected to read that about. I mean, he was just an accomplished, very talented. I know you took that really hard.
Yeah, I mean,
he did some great movies.
He did
from our childhood. I mean,
I was always a huge Robin Williams fan, and the my favorite role of his was
Mrs. Doubtfire, right?
1 Hour Photo.
Oh.
Which, looking at that, I mean, it's like I think that's when I started hearing people say he's like a much different person than his persona. Because a lot of comedians have a very dark. Outside of the public figure, they go home, and it's like when the comedy stops, like you don't want to be there. They're in a very dark place in their personal lives, and they're battling their own demons. And when they're at their funniest, is probably when they're at their most depressed, as well. Like that was like their shield. That's how they put up their.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at people like Robin Williams, and I'm trying to think of any comedian really. They're funny for a living, and I think people just expect that they're funny all the time, and that's got to wear on you.
It's something you can, I guess, turn on for a certain amount of time, and then you just go back. And
it's hard to keep that up. I mean, it's hard to do. I can't imagine, but it's just.
Well, fortunately, you're not funny, so it doesn't matter. No.
But no, you got to wonder what's going on upstairs, man, to bring that.
Everybody's got their own personal demons.
Yeah.
And no matter how well you think you know someone, you never truly know them.
Carrie and I have talked about this. I'm not going to say that everybody's had thoughts of suicide. I'm not going to say that. But you can't tell me that at one point in time, you're like, you've really kind of wondered, what would it be like if I wasn't here? Am I alone on that?
Or you've never felt so down?
Or just like, if I didn't wake up tomorrow, the depression or just pain, whatever you're going through, would be gone. You wouldn't have to worry about it. But there's always, I guess, whenever I got like that, there's always that little flicker of light in the back of your head that just thinks, somebody's got it worse. It's not that bad.
I'm the same way. I feel guilty when I'm depressed because I have it so much better than some people.
Right, exactly.
So I feel guilty about it.
It kind of brings you out of it. And to just think about that, with some people, it's so heavy.
And there's also a guilt with the success as well.
That's true too.
I think that happens with a lot of celebrities.
Well, they say, what's the old phrase? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I mean, it's, but to think that it's that the pain, the darkness, whatever, is that heavy that you really can't get out from under it, and that's the only way.
Well, you got to think too, a lot of these people are chemically imbalanced.
That's true too. Yeah, I mean,
there's of it. There's something wrong with their brain that is
and they might be, because they're famous. they might feel more shame asking for help because they're afraid that that's going to get out and stigmatize them, and
makes them look weak.
Right. And might affect them, career-wise.
They have this image to portray.
So, it's like you said about turning it on and off.
So
but
That's why I always do my best to be myself. Like I don't like to have to put on a front for anyone. I like to be myself at all times. So if that means having a serious conversation, is that. If it's talking about fucking wet dreams, it's going to be about that.
It's just really heavy stuff. It really is. It's the kind of stuff you read it and it just kind of makes you stop in your tracks and really evaluate stuff. I don't even know what to say, honestly.
All right then.
Yeah, let's just sit on this for a little bit.
Yeah. All right, so that's depressing.
Let's let all that marinate for a while. See, it's all Martha Stewart's fault. You got to think about her on Chopped, and it all just went downhill from there.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see the episode she was on this past week. I thought the new episode was 10.
Did you even want to?
I was curious to see how she played into the equation.
We watch it on a regular basis.
We do, yeah. I'm a Chopped fan. I'm not going to just stop watching it because they made a poor call in judgment. I thought...
Anybody else that you can remember that your mother didn't like? Like a famous person?
Off the top of my head.
I remember her saying something about Soupy Sales.
The Cowardly Lion?
Oh, no, she had nothing against Soupy Sales. It was just that he was on... We came in the house one day, and it was just like, of all people, to be on... It was fucking Password, for God's sakes. I mean, the show's like 30 years old. It was the
Plus.
30 yeah, plus. It was Password. Well, yeah, it was Password Plus, actually. The ones with... what's his name?
You mean...
Bert Convy. The ones that Bert Convy.
Super. That was Super Password.
Was it Super Password?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, she hated the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz. I don't know what he ever did to anybody. I mean,
that was made out of real lion skin?
Ouch.
Ugh.
Did not
know that. So let's get more depressed.
There's your random fact.
Well, that.
And the last Munchkin just died.
I did see that.
Did see that.
He was 98 years old. Yeah. Now, here's a fun fact. Apparently, he stated that he got paid $50 a day to do that movie, while the fucking dog, got $125 a day.
Well, I think the dog was a little bit more important to the story than he was. Am I right? Am I right?
It probably would be harder to replace the dog.
Now, I mean, if they had used source material from the later books where Toto learned the ability to speak, that would have impressed me.
Jeez, $50 a day back then.
He would have been
Could you imagine,
what that is now?
You could probably buy a house back.
He's a Billy Bumper.
A Billy Bumper, yes, very good.
There you go.
Yeah. Oi before Oi was cool, you know. It's
$50 a day. I wonder how many days they were on set.
Yeah, it didn't say. I heard a little blurb about it on the radio the other morning going to work, and
Jesus.
Yeah, he said that he was paid. I think it was like $50 a day, and the dog got like $125. And it's like, wow,
man, that's rough.
So now I start wondering, what kind of money did Comet pull down for Full House? What did Tiger make on in the Brady Bunch?
What did Lassie?
I'm about to say Lassie. Yeah,
Lassie. I'm going to imagine Lassie was probably the measuring stick that all other TV actor dogs.
How much do you think Godzuki made?
Well, considering he was animated, they probably just drew him a check. And
Come on, fucking Godzuki though. Come on.
Hell yeah.
Flipper. How much did Flipper make?
I never watched any of those shows except for Godzilla with Godzuki.
How much did Mr. Ed make?
Never watched that.
That's true. Well, you are missing out. Mr. Ed was fucking comedy genius.
He got paid per word, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just never got into those shows. Twilight Zone was like the show I watched. That was like.
And from what I understand, the mystery still remains as to how they got Mr. Ed to talk.
I thought it was peanut butter.
Peanut butter?
That I think Alan Young basically went on saying I think he started that.
Well, at least they didn't put glue in his mouth.
Wow. But I've read a lot of that because I'm a big Mr. Ed fan. I'm a big classic TV fan. But they said it got to the point with Mr. Ed that he was to a point where he, I guess, from doing it so much and being trained however they did it, they could be on set with him and stuff like that, and people would be talking, and when they'd finish talking, he would start trying to move his mouth. Huh. Like it got to that point. Hey, I can give you a lot of Mr. Ed useless knowledge. I really.
Well, you already gave me enough.
Yeah, it's really. I
hey, speaking of horses, Triple Crown winner.
Yes, Yes, and jeez, I can't take it seriously now after the tweet I read earlier. But
you can take it seriously before.
Well, it's always cool to see. You know, I mean, I know that's
since I didn't see the first. If I missed the Derby, then I don't care because I didn't see the first one, so I don't care about the next two. I mean, okay.
I mean, I'm not a big horse racing guy. I mean, I don't know much about it aside from
the horse really has to win the first two legs for anybody to care about.
You really pay attention, yeah. But Justify won the Triple Crown. So what's next for Justify? Are they going to put him out to pasture?
Try to get put out the stud. Come on.
To stud him. I mean, that's what they did with American Pharaoh, right?
I mean, that's what they did with all those winners.
Yeah, I think American Pharaoh winning when he did, and how long it took for them to have a Triple Crown winner
was a big deal
for this time just to be so close together. Didn't really have a lot of
have the
panache.
Yeah,
but if you think about it, I mean, if you're a horse, this is what you strive for, and this is where like the animal kingdom and the human world aren't too far apart. I mean, basically the horse won the big one, and now he gets to have a lot of sex. So like, I mean, but
steroids.
Hats off to. Yeah, I'm sure there was doping involved. Yeah, we're gonna check it.
Yeah, it happens.
I'm sure it does. I wouldn't be surprised.
He was on a horsey sauce from Arby's.
That's right. That horsey sauce, the Bronco Berry, right there. I mean,
he ate a lot of beef and cheddars that day.
That's right. That's right. He ran that thing with a stomach ache. I mean, like no, but no. I mean, hats off to Justify. Yeah, great. That's awesome, and we'll see what happens next year.
God, I bet you they run it again.
We've spoken too much about horse racing.
This is the time of the year to speak about horse racing and then forget about it until next year.
That's true. All I know is it delays the beginning of some of the games for the Stanley Cup playoffs. So it's just gotten away.
Yeah, and the fact that they have like a 2 or 3 hour pre-race show for a race that's like 3 minutes.
Yeah, that just it takes no time at all.
I think the WWE watched too much of this preparing for the network and the pre-shows for their pay-per-views.
Maybe they should just have a horse race at the end of their shows.
It'd be more entertaining than most of the pay-per-views.
That's one gimmick in the 90s they never touched. If you remember, folks, in the 90s, every pro wrestler had to have a day job. I mean, but we never had a horse jockey.
A jockey, wow.
We never had a jockey.
Never had the jockey.
I would think one of the cruiserweights could be a jockey now.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure if they did it, if they couldn't find anybody, I'm sure the Brooklyn Brawler would have been more than happy to play the part. I mean, looking at you, Abe Knuckleball Schwartz.
Some people would think Enzo would play the horse's ass, but,
Wow.
Some people, not everybody.
He's about the right size to play the jockey.
Yeah, you could get one of the cruiserweights, like you said, one of the luchadors maybe to do that.
Carrie, what do you see in that guy?
He's hilarious.
I
don't think he's sexy.
Honestly,
I just think he's funny.
Okay, honestly, I enjoyed Enzo and Cass together. My only problem with them is the same problem I have with the New Day. They came out, their promos started great, but they just let them go too damn long. It just got to a point where it was like I'm watching them and I'm listening to them talk, and I'm like, what point were they trying to prove with this? And I mean, Enzo can talk. Enzo was cool on the mic, but it just they just let their promos go way too long, and it lost something somewhere in it.
Sometimes they just let things run into the ground.
Yeah, it's...
Well, that's because they have 3 hours to fill.
Right.
Yes.
3 hours.
But now we're kind of at a lull in sports now. So, I mean, baseball is kind of the thing that's going right now. You figure basketball and hockey just wrapped up.
Yeah, no, I just don't watch baseball anymore. I don't understand.
Do you?
Is the French Open over yet?
Is it like? Is it interesting to you to watch a baseball game? Like to just sit down and watch it?
Honestly, since Dad's not here, I don't find it as interesting to sit down and just watch a baseball game anymore. I mean, I don't know what it is.
I think when you think about it, there's just a long time between pitches, really. Yeah.
I mean, I went to a Pirates game last year, and they got the timer up on the board because they're trying to speed the game up. But I don't know what it is. The NFL has grown a little stale for my taste as well.
Yeah.
Because there's so much time in between every play. There's 40 seconds in between plays. Something the NFL should adopt that the NHL took on this season in the postseason is having commercial breaks without actually going on commercial breaks. Like they were showing the commercial but split screen and showing you what was happening on the ice, following a player around. I think that would keep my attention more.
They're supposed to be doing that starting this year.
I think they should. I think that would hold my interest a little bit because it's not like a total break from the game.
Like, you're staying in the stadium, you're staying with it some. Like, I really like that when they did that.
I thought they did that in the playoffs a little for the NFL last year.
Okay. I don't remember it, but I definitely remember it. It's fresh in my mind from the
I saw it during the hockey.
So, I always enjoyed watching baseball, especially when I was younger. I had more vision back then, and it was slower pace and a little easier for me to follow. And I think what really got me was when TBS kind of went more with nationally televised games over just showing the Braves exclusive.
Right.
That's kind of when I got out of it and really kind of steered away because I was seeing less and less of the Braves play. Yeah. I have no excuse now with the at-bat membership and everything, but I really should watch more baseball.
I don't know. It like back in the mid 2000s, and I don't know, to even probably up to 2014, I was really into baseball, but I just don't know what happened. But I have not watched a game all year.
So basically, you wouldn't know any of the standings at all.
No, I think the Pirates were at 500 when I looked.
I'm pretty sure they won today. Last time I had.
So I know the Pirates are right around 500. Like, I keep up on.
Yes, they did win on this day.
Last I heard.
So what are they? 31-31? Or
as of right now, they are 32-33.
32-33.
7 games back in the Central.
In the Central.
Okay. Last I heard, Atlanta was first in the East, but I don't even know if that's still.
They are tied
with Washington.
With the Nationals, yes.
God, I hate the Nationals.
But I mean, I would love to be able to sit down and do it. I just think it's not necessarily the fact that I'm bored with baseball. It's just the older I get, the less time I have to invest in it. Like, I didn't watch nearly as much hockey this year as I used to. But I still watched a lot of games. But I just did not watch all 82 regular season games this year. But I mean, I watched all the playoff games except for a couple. You know, there were some movie premieres and shit that I missed it for. I think that was the only reason I missed the game in the postseason. It's because Infinity War came out, I think, during Penn's Caps Game 1. And I saw another movie during...
So with that in mind, can you tell me who has the best record in baseball and who has the worst record in baseball? Take a guess. Anyone take a guess.
Worst record in baseball.
Do the Mets have the worst record? I don't know.
They may.
No. Mets are in 4th in the NL East.
Best record in baseball.
Best record.
And worst record.
Milwaukee.
Start with the best. Actually, Milwaukee has the best record in the National League.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Well, that's why I said Milwaukee. Let's see. In the American League,
Tigers.
Is it a Central Division?
No, not
team?
the Tigers. It is not a Central Division team.
Okay. West?
No. It's not
okay.
West team.
So it is the East?
Mm-hmm.
It's not the Yankees?
It is the Yankees.
Okay, I didn't know the Yankees
42-18.
We're back on top of things. I guess it was only a matter of time, right? What about the Boston Red Sox? Like, isn't this a team lately in the last, 6 years that are, absolutely abysmal that they win the fucking World Series?
Right now, they're 1 game back from them.
Right, but haven't they won 2 World Series in the last 6 years or so? But they were really bad and then they were really good.
Yeah.
Because they spend money on players now.
Right, and that honestly is, I think, why I'm so far away from the game now. Because back in the mid 2000s, when it was the middle of the Boston-New York rivalry, where they were just spend money on talent instead of home-growing their talent. It was disgusting to watch. But then when, the Pirates made the playoffs a few years in a row, all off these players that they brought in through drafting and their farm system, that to me is appealing. That's the NHL. Yeah, there's free agents and everything, but a lot of these players are drafted and play for them for a long time.
To see the money that the Yankees spend on talent, that's why it was so great to see the Marlins win it, I believe, in 2003.
Yeah, but when the Marlins won in 2003, they spent a lot of money.
And they just got rid of everybody.
And then they got rid of everybody.
But then,
so the Marlins were no better than...
What about when the Diamondbacks won it? I can't remember the year.
Yeah, but they had Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling when they won.
But
yeah, but they were
Top Gun. They brought in Johnson to close out the game, or is it Schilling? They pulled out of the bullpen.
But just look at it. Nobody expected anybody to beat the Yankees.
I remember sitting at Pizza Hut discussing that series. Like we were very vested in baseball back then. It was fun to watch because we were rooting against the Yankees, not because we loved the sport, but because of the hatred for the New York Yankees kept us in the know of what was going on in
I remember watching
baseball.
that series with the Marlins, and I remember watching one of the Diamondbacks. In fact, I thought the Yankees had the Diamondbacks beat. I changed the channel.
I'm trying to think of the last World Series I watched.
And turned it back on to catch the news, and the game was still going.
Last year's?
No.
With the Astros and the Dodgers, you didn't watch it?
No.
You missed out. That was...
No, I did not watch
despite
that.
the Astros winning and defeating my favorite team, it was a very, very good World
I watched the Royals beat the Mets.
I'm trying to think. The last one I was really invested in was the one where it was San Francisco back when Bonds was playing.
Against the Angels.
Yes, when he almost got his little boy almost got ran over.
Dusty Baker's
What
son
year
or
was
whatever.
that? That was early 2000s.
Was
it not?
2000.
Mid 2004 ish.
2005.
2005. That was a really good series. That's the last really series I remember watching every game. But it was also vested hatred in the fact of San Francisco and Barry Bonds at the time. I had something vested in it. Now, I don't have that hatred for the Yankees and the Red Sox, other than the fact that I fucking hate them. But I don't know the players like I did back then.
And if that's an interest like that, I don't know what to do.
Okay. Who has the worst record in Major League Baseball right now?
The team that's in last place.
That's right.
NL team?
It is not an NL team.
Okay, so it's an AL team.
The Rangers.
Texas is in last in the West. They're not.
Is it an AL East team? Is it Tampa Bay?
No.
Toronto?
Nope.
No.
Oh, Baltimore.
Yeah.
Wait, it's Baltimore?
It's Baltimore.
Baltimore
Worst
Orioles?
team.
Oh, yeah.
Worst
Well, hell
team,
yeah! I love Major League Baseball this year.
Worst
Fuck
team.
the Orioles.
Worst team in the league, huh? Wow.
19-45. They're 25 games back.
But now,
That
happened.
Man, I must want to message somebody about that.
Now, what happened for so many years? Did they start out the year with the best team on paper?
No, that was the Washington
no.
Redskins
Oh, my
back in the
gosh, no.
90s.
No,
That
late
was,
90s.
that was the Orioles in the 90s, too. That's
Yeah.
one of the things that turned me against the Orioles.
Cal Ripken is what turned me against the Orioles.
Used to watch plenty of HTS Orioles games growing up.
If you talk to pretty much every Oriole fan, they were dreading this year because they knew their team would be very, very bad, and the fact that you didn't know what was going to happen with Manny Machado, whether he was going to get traded before the season or get traded at the trade deadline, or they were just not going to trade him and lose him in free agency. So not a good time to be an Oriole fan because
Has there ever
you
been
just
a
don't.
good
They don't
time
really
to
have
be
a
an Oriole
direction
fan?
right now.
When was there a good time to be an Oriole fan?
No, it's
When they made the
1983?
No, that's when they won the World Series.
Or maybe when Cal
there
broke the
were
streak in '96.
times when they
Cal did not deserve to break that streak.
What is your hatred with Cal Ripken? What does that stem from? I mean, does he owe you money?
He was a fucking wife beater, for one.
Wow, did not know that. Okay.
Yeah. You remember the blackout game they had down towards the end of his fucking streak? Yeah.
I mean, what did the blackout?
He wasn't even at
eventually-
the fucking stadium, so they had a blackout to preserve the motherfucking streak. It's God's honest truth.
I love a good conspiracy.
Yeah.
I forget of all the shit I've heard, but he is completely
Yeah, but you hated him long
jackass.
before that. So what you're saying is Cal Ripken is trash.
Cal Ripken is trash. Okay, Cal Ripken, just undeserving of his title as Iron Man.
I know, he didn't even have an arc reactor in his chest.
he didn't deserve to make it there.
That's a different kind of baseball.
He can't cover himself in an Iron Man suit.
Everybody
like that.
puts him down as having, just one of the best careers and everything. It was a career 276 hitter. Not that amazing.
There was nothing flashy.
He did
about
hit
his,
400 home runs, but he played at Camden Yards.
which is a smaller park.
Which,
you know what I mean?
if I remember correctly, the year after he left, didn't they move the fences? Did they move the fences back 8 feet, or did they move them in 8 feet? I don't remember.
Odd. And what was Cal Ripken's number?
Number 8.
Conspiracy builds. Yes, it does.
And
getting
I am
good.
a firm believer, and this is my biggest thing,
is that Cal Ripken was an habitual steroid user, but he never got caught. Because what do steroids do for one's body? It makes them heal quicker. He used to be a pitcher before he became a shortstop.
I did not know
And
that.
pitchers were the ones who used steroids the most back then. It benefited them the most. When Major League Baseball implemented their new testing policy, what happened to Barry Bonds immediately? His career fucking ended because of injuries. So I am a firm believer, and plus he was playing in Baltimore at the height of that time in the mid 90s with Rafael Palmeiro and fucking center fielder, what's his fucking name? Brady fucking Anderson.
Remember when he got his nose broke at the All-Star game?
Yeah, and he's amazing because he fucking played. I've seen guys play hockey games with broken feet and broken legs. That was Cal Ripken.
That was a bit ridiculous.
The guy just fucking threw up his arm and hit Cal in the nose, and he's the bravest man in the fucking world, and they throw him a goddamn fastball 60 miles an hour down the middle of the plate so he can hit a goddamn home run in his last All-Star game. Fuck Cal Ripken.
I, quite frankly, was always a Billy Ripken fan.
Billy Ripken was a dick, too.
Apparently all that is Ripken.
You just got a fucking hate hard on for the whole damn Ripken family.
Well, you know what?
I heard your grandfather was a Nazi.
Probably was. I mean, you see how blue Cal Ripken's eyes are? Come on.
Well, you know what else steroids does? It shrinks your testicles. So.
And we all know Cal Ripken has no testicles.
So they didn't shrink. So he could have done them and then it would be beneficial. And
But
he wouldn't have
seriously,
any side effects.
Fuck Cal Ripken. Fuck Got Milk. Fuck Rayovac. Fuck Frito-Lay. Whatever the fuck commercials he did.
Your favorite one was the Quaker State one.
Yeah, what was that one?
Take it easy, I'm retired.
Take it easy, I'm retired. Yeah, fuck him. He was on all those fucking commercials.
This goes back to single.
I think we found Oliver Stone's next movie.
Ripken. You really had a hatred for Cal Ripken, I think, since you could walk.
Overrated. And plus, you have to figure, growing up in Maryland as a kid in the 90s.
He was like the hero.
He was the one you heard about all the time. I'm sitting here being a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, and nobody knew anything about them. I would watch so many Baltimore Orioles games, just like with the Washington Capitals. I watched so many of these games because that's what was on TV.
So but HTS.
And it's just amazing. You can have two different people watch and totally get the different... I don't know.
Just take away
two totally different things. All right, this guy, leading up to a year or two before the streak, no reason why he should not have been benched. They would bench him late in games when the game was on the line because he was not clutch, but he had his full game in.
Yeah,
they shipped the motherfucker from shortstop to third base just to keep him going. There's so much shit they did to protect this motherfucker that it just pisses me off. He was totally undeserving of it. There were so many great players, and you know what? Maybe they would have went to the World Series in, 97?
96, I think.
In 96, whatever. If they benched that motherfucker. They probably had some homegrown talent coming up through the minors that would have played much better, more clutch, much faster. But they played this guy.
There were plenty of guys I liked on the Orioles back in the day that I liked more than him.
You like B.J. Surhoff?
No, Chris Hoyles. Remember Randy Mulligan? Played first base, if I remember correctly.
Roberto Alomar? He spit in that fucking umpire's face. And I still like him more than Cal Ripken.
And why did he do it? Because Cal Ripken is trash.
Yes, because Cal Ripken's trash. He probably taught him, hey, Roberto, I can't spit in anybody's face, but you can. You should totally go out here and do this.
I can't remember, guys.
Was he even playing for Baltimore when that happened?
Yes, he was.
Okay, I couldn't remember if he was playing for the White Sox or...
It was in Toronto against the Blue Jays when it happened.
Hate mongers. Toronto, that's why.
Remember Mike Devereaux?
I remember Mike Devereaux.
I was a fan of Mike Devereaux. I liked Mark McLemore. I liked him. He got a brief stint in Baltimore. He was cool.
I remember going to Baltimore games.
Leo Gomez.
When I was a kid. I remember seeing them play the Toronto Blue Jays. I think the year Toronto won the World Series. Or one of the years Toronto won the World Series.
93.
I think it was the Carter home run year.
Actually,
93. Yeah.
I thought you were saying during the Carter administration. I was like, wow, that's impressive.
I know, right?
he actually went back in time.
Right,
That one.
If I remember
That's
right.
dedication.
Was it Joe Carter or Mahler hit the blast down the left field line at one?
No, it was Carter.
Joe Carter.
Joe Carter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Joe Carter.
Beat the Phillies. I remember that.
Against
the
Mitch
Phillies.
Williams.
Yeah, fuck the Phillies.
Fuck the Phillies.
I watched that
Fuck
game.
Philadelphia. Except, this past Super Bowl, I was kind of like, Brady, Philly. I mean, just like I called it,
more.
all I said was, win or lose, Philly is going to burn, and Philly fans did not let us down.
But have they ever?
But DC stays intact after the Capitals.
So kudos to them for not burning down
Yeah,
DC.
they were
So
respectful.
DC has enough of its own problems.
Wait until the parade.
And the parade is Tuesday. So I was trying to encourage people at hockey today that were Capitals fans. If they have the opportunity, they should go. Because I've been to 2 Stanley Cup parades, 2 Super Bowl parades, and they were so much fucking
It's so
fun.
close, and I mean, if that's your team with it this close, do it. I mean,
Right.
yeah, that'd be something to see.
And having their first major championship since the Redskins.
In what, 90? What?
91.
God. Who the hell did they beat in that? I guess they beat
That was
Buffalo.
Bills.
Didn't they? Yeah, it was when Buffalo started off their Hall
Boy,
of
I
Shame
love
run.
losing Super Bowls.
Yeah, their Hall of
That
Shame
was
run.
the second of the run when they lost.
Oh, okay, yeah. Who did
Because
they-
Scott Norwood wide right was the first year against the Giants.
Giants, yeah.
Yeah, but no matter what, that was bad, but it was nowhere near as bad as when Ray Finkel missed. I'm telling you.
If he'd have held the ball,
Laces out, man. That's all you fucking needed to do.
It's all that damn Dan Marino's fault.
It made him change professions and change genders.
Yeah.
I tell you, it really
Captain Winky.
was just disgraced, man. He was disgraced.
That's why Roger Podacter was dead.
He found Captain Winky!
That's it.
What do you know about pressure? Well, I have kissed a man.
It was back when Jim Carrey was on top of the world, man.
It's amazing because in the movie, the Dolphins were in the Super Bowl and they were playing the Eagles.
Yeah.
Never
right.
know what happened.
Well,
I know what happened.
Yeah.
Ace Ventura got in a fight with a mascot. That's what happened.
He did.
Because he chased that albino pigeon away.
Quite a high reward. So
This is like,
But like
$25,000 reward.
But like Bob Uecker said in Major League 2, who cares? It's a rat with wings. I feel like PETA's going to be...
there hasn't been a good baseball movie in a long time. I'm trying to think of the last baseball movie that even come out.
No.
Oh, it was that Oakland Athletics one, right?
Moneyball?
Moneyball.
That or $1 Million Arm.
I don't even remember
I
that
didn't
one.
even
$1
see
Million
that
Arm?
one.
$1 Million Arm. I remember $1 Million Baby.
It was a Disney movie, I think.
Right. It was about the foreigner. I think he ended up on
for
the
the Pirates, yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
What was that? Before or after the...
You know what they should do? They should make a movie about Danny Almonte.
What about...
You know, the 19-year-old that played in the Little League World Series.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't they do a 30 for 30 on that?
They
think they
did,
did.
yeah.
They did a 30 for 30 on what? National Little League years ago, right? Or CNN did some special on National Little League here in Hagerstown.
Did anyone see The Rookie?
Nope.
Yeah, I see I have it.
I own it as well. That was a good movie. I enjoyed that. That was what, 2002? I believe.
Holy shit.
Something like that.
Couldn't believe it's been that long.
Rookie of the Year.
Well,
Graduated 16 fucking years
Well,
ago.
funny story with that. For Christmas that year, see, the reason I saw The Rookie was for Christmas that year, I had asked for Rookie of the Year. What I got was The Rookie. Never did get Rookie of the Year. I still don't own Rookie of the Year. But
There's always this Christmas.
But I do own The Rookie, and I watched it, and I was not disappointed. It was a really good movie.
I think the last baseball movie I saw was 42.
I did not get to see that. Of course, that was before he was Black Panther.
I'm about to say Black Panther.
Before he was saving Wakanda,
Right.
he was
He was
Jackie
saving,
Robinson. He was
he was-
breaking the color barrier.
Right.
Right.
was very good.
It was really good. It was just I'm a big Alan Tudyk fan, and seeing him basically play a bad guy was really tough to watch.
Chadwick Boseman?
Yes.
Is that his name? Yeah, I wasn't sure.
I thought you were referring to Jackie Robinson as the bad guy there for a second.
I know. I was like, Jesus.
Wow.
No, I said
If anybody's going to make that joke in this group, Jason is the safe house. So
I said Alan Tudyk. He was Wash in Firefly, and you probably know him from other things. Actually, he was in Deadpool too. He played one of the rednecks when Cable comes into the present.
Okay.
And there's two guys by the truck.
Two guys in the truck.
Yeah, he was one of them. But no, he plays a racist. He plays a racist baseball manager, and he's just usually such a nice character, and you know him as such a nice guy, and for him.
I guess, depending on how you feel about Jackie Robinson, I mean...
Not as much hatred as Cal Ripken, apparently.
That's
no reason to hate Jackie Robinson.
You don't joke about that. I mean, Cal Ripken, that's a hot button, apparently.
What Martha Stewart is to your mother, Cal Ripken is to Kevin.
I tell you, folks, when she hated, boy, she really hated.
Fuck Ripken. That's all I'm going to say.
I also like the movie 61. Apparently, I like baseball movies that are just numbers.
Numbers.
I'm angry with numbers, honestly. I think there's too many of them.
What about 8 Men Out? Did you like that movie? You ever seen that movie?
I know of it. I have not seen it.
That's not too bad.
Does that have a number in the title, or can it be in reference to a number, like Baker's Dozen 2?
But I don't believe that was a baseball movie.
Well, there were bats.
And balls.
And balls. And donuts.
Go nuts for our donut. Christ.
All right, so do we want to cover anything else? Or we want to skip to the lonely one food box item?
Yeah, we do have another food box. We had to look at the bottom of the barrel for this.
It's actually in a box, too.
Yes,
it is actually in a box. We have Nutter Butter cereal.
I always like the actual Nutter Butters.
This stuff's really good, actually. This is
I don't know, but I don't think it'll live up to an actual Nutter
They
Butter.
are mini Nutter Butters.
Are they?
I like Nutter
Smells
Butters.
like Nutter Butter.
I smell cardboard.
And smells like a pantry.
I can't say
that's
that
where
it
it was
smells
from.
like Nutter Butter. I don't know.
I mean, it better smell like peanut butter if it smells like a Nutter
I
Butter.
know what it smells like. I'm going to take a little handful of them because I like the stuff. So
I haven't tried it yet. Does everybody have some?
No.
Not
No.
yet.
No, so don't just...
Dan wanted it first because he knew you
Well,
liked it so
Oh,
much.
Ken, you should discuss your awesome little pop vinyl over there before we get into the food box because it's pretty epic.
Yeah, the fine folks at Funko have done just about everything possible in pop vinyl now with the release of... Unfortunately, it's not under the Nick brand because Disney bought it out and ruined the series. But Disney's Doug has now been immortalized in pop vinyl. There are actually... I have how many over there? I have 4 over there. There's actually a 5th one, which I didn't get. But Doug, Pork Chop, Patty, Quail Man, and Quail Dog have all been immortalized.
How cool, Quail Man.
Yes, in pop vinyl form. I picked up all of them except for the Patty Mayonnaise pop vinyl. But
Why didn't you get Patty Mayonnaise?
Yeah, why was she
because I was dealing on a budget, and Quail Man and Quail Dog took precedence over her.
Is it because she's blue? Is she blue?
No, that was Skeeter.
No, she was regular.
Skeeter was blue, actually. So,
Patty's just tan.
yeah, we're not sure what Patty was. The people at Doug really had a weird thing with color characters. Like, I mean, Roger apparently, hung out near the power plant or something. For some reason, he was green. But, yeah, these were pretty cool. I put out for these. There's also a variant Pork Chop that apparently is flocked. But apparently you have a 1 in so many chances of getting it when you place your order. But I was not fortunate enough to do that. But
I just got I bought a Grand Admiral Thrawn from Star Wars pop vinyl.
very cool.
I've not bought a pop vinyl since the Power Rangers movie.
I held off on these things for a long time, but the more I'm looking at, these are pretty cool. I just don't have room for as many of these things as I would buy.
You should cosplay as Quail Man.
That would be awesome.
You should go to the con as Quail Man.
I would so do that, just to wear a belt on my head, honestly. Yeah, and I mean, who doesn't want to wear underwear outside of their clothes?
Yeah, we've all done that.
All true superheroes do.
That's right. I mean, but now, back to did everybody get some stuff out of the food box?
We got some.
So everybody, 1, 2, 3, let it rip.
These are stale as fuck.
Yeah.
That's
Big
true.
little stale. They've been in the pantry a while.
Or it's like powdery. Get this shit away from me.
Okay.
Fuck you guys. Do you have something better? I mean, you set the bar high on the last thing. I mean, I'm sorry. Okay, so you've done better than me.
I got some protein bars in the car.
I can lick ass.
Besides the staleness, they taste. They kind of taste like Reese Pops.
Yeah, kind of.
Reese Puffs.
They kind of do.
They taste like the Reese
powder
Puffs
on it. Like I don't know. That's a weird.
It's the peanut butter
consistency. I'm not a big fan of that.
Don't eat anymore.
I'm not. Trust me, I ate one.
I had a handful.
Get that down.
Want some more peach Coke? We got some of that from the last box.
Fuck that. Jason's gonna try peach Coke.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that.
There's two more in the
thank you.
refrigerator.
I'm not a big peach fan. I mean, I could eat a peach for hours.
He doesn't even like Peach from the Nintendo games.
It's not every day you can quote Face Off.
That's right. Thank you.
That was pretty good, Nathan. He even hates Princess Peach. I mean, that's
What peach do you think I was talking about eating? Never mind.
But that was very disappointing. So
I'm not gonna run out and buy those.
I don't think they taste like Nutter Butters. I think they taste like Reese Puffs cereal.
Yeah, I'm sad they were stale.
Yeah.
Maybe you should eat some when I kept telling you to eat some. Fuck you guys. Like I said, do better. You done hit a home run. You're part of it. But, the rest of you don't like it, do better. That's where I'm at.
So.
Wow, sorry, I showed up. Jeez.
I know, right? Jeez.
I mean, we could eat some wax if you guys.
I was like, maybe I'll just go home. I'm tired. And
they're better. I will say,
he comes over and spends time with us. And you just fucking treat him like shit.
Yeah, they're better. They were better fresh. I didn't know the baggers. I'm sorry they went stale, but I actually do like them. I thought they were pretty good, but it's not going to. Like I said, you basically hit the home run earlier.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm still mad that you never went and got more. Like, I mean, I told you.
Well, yeah. I mean, I could have.
Yeah, you should have like that.
But I mean, Wendy's did kind of fill me up this evening. So
he was talking about for you.
Yeah, but
it's got to be about you. Like, Wendy's was very good as always though this evening. I mean, we can mention that. It's food box.
Wendy's was good, but I mean, I stuck with my normal 4 for $4 with the double stack.
You can't ever go wrong with Wendy's though. Honestly, Wendy's is good.
Couldn't tell you the last time I ate at Wendy's.
Wendy's is a pretty solid choice.
Yeah.
And once again, it never fails that the cashiers just have absolutely no idea how to handle money.
You turned her world upside down. I have never seen a cashier receive any type of money, look at it, and say, "What the heck is this?"
Yeah,
that was great.
Was it $2 bill again? Or?
So since I always pay in $2 bills and 50-cent pieces is normally all the cash I carry. I'm used to people checking the $2 bills, see if they're counterfeit, and 50-cent pieces, they mistake them for dollars. But this girl literally looked at the twos, didn't say anything, looked at the 50-cent pieces, and was literally like, "What the heck is this?"
She did not know what to do. She basically, by the time she was on the transaction, said she wanted to go home and take a 50-year nap.
Yeah, like I fucked this girl up royally.
Apparently. Are you noticing though, and also, and this is nothing against the cashier today. I thought she was very sweet. You led me over to sit down at the table. She did bring the food out to me.
She did.
She was very sweet. She was a very nice girl. She took it well. But are you noticing it's the younger generation that has no idea what some of this money is?
They have no idea what some of the money is. They have no buffer. They will complain directly to customers about how tired they are at work and how they wish they were home doing something else. Like, the work ethic of this generation is not very good.
They have the Cal Ripken Award.
They do.
I feel like to a point that's kind of like, in a sense, I think they're trying to... Because, like, who doesn't say that about their job?
No, but you know what it is? It's the fact that people get fucking participation awards for shit these days.
I see where you're at. Yeah,
give it to the people who fucking win. Don't just give people a participation award. Like, oh, you played this year. You had 2 hits all fucking season. Here's a goddamn trophy. Like, shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down. You don't deserve a trophy.
This really took a dark turn.
No, that's seriously part of the reason what's wrong with this generation.
But no, I was just...
They feel entitled to everything without having to put forth the effort.
All you need is a rifle that you can wave and telling people get off your lawn. Christ.
No, but to follow up with your money story, my uncle apparently likes to use Sacagawea dollars.
Okay, so do I.
That screws people up too.
Weird.
He was paying for his coffee. He was paying for his coffee, and the girl's like, "What? Do we take these?"
Yeah.
And luckily, the manager was there and was like, "Yeah, that's $1. Yeah, we accept those." And looked at my uncle and was like, "Sorry, she's new."
But I honestly feel
she's new to U.S. currency,
right?
You know? So
I honestly feel,
and
it's sad that it would have to come to this, but I honestly feel like when you're hired on, that's something that you should know. You should be. I mean, I get it. It's a cashier. It's not exactly the most glamorous job in the world.
But you should be able to recognize.
You should know currency and know what you can take and what you can't. How many times have you tried to pay with a $2 bill and they didn't know what the hell it was?
Oh, I mean, I pay with a $2 bill all the time. They don't know what it is.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't know if they can accept it. When Jason and I went to go see Deadpool, we waited in line at the box office with a line piling up behind us. Like, what, 3-4 minutes?
Oh, easy.
Because they're waiting for a manager to get back with them to see if they can accept these $2 bills. I'm like, well, it's real money. It was at Regal Cinemas because Regal Cinemas suck. If I would have went to Leitersburg Cinemas, they would have taken my $2 bills, no problem. But then again, they're used to seeing me. But, you know, it's just such a shame. The $2 bill should be used more frequently. People hoard them because they think they're fucking special.
You hoard them.
I don't hoard them. I spend them.
Yeah, you do. But
I circulate them.
You spend, baby.
I spend, baby.
But
I'm like George Costanza.
I do think, like I said, I just think it's sad that the younger generation has no idea what some of this stuff is.
Well, we've become so dependent on plastic. That's the other thing is, I mean, I use card a lot. Don't get me wrong, but I pay in cash a lot.
I live by my card, I'll admit.
But the issue is, cash is going to be accepted at times where you're not going to be able to use your credit card.
That's very true.
The power goes out, anything
Very
should to happen, computer systems crash in a store.
All true.
If you want your merchandise, you can pay cash for it. I mean, I think it's a little safer than to carry card because I only carry $2 bills with me. So if I get mugged, they're getting my credit card, which I can freeze. And they're getting
the only thing
however much is $2 bills.
$2 bills,
right?
Yeah.
Imagine getting mugged. I can't mug you for these.
Seriously, I'm going to catch.
That may save your life.
I'm going to catch this guy. I'll be like, all right, just be on the lookout for $2 bills. You know, if somebody goes in and buys a big screen TV with $2 bills. I mean, I don't carry that many twos, but I carry a fair amount. But it's just one of those things. $2 bills should be way more popular than what they are. They need to stop making the dollar bill for what it is, move on to the dollar coin, stop printing dollar bills, and roll with the twos.
I can't remember when I saw my first $2 bill, but I've been aware of them since like elementary school.
Yeah, I was really little.
Because I still get it from this day where people make the comment, like managers will be the one to say this, like, yeah, they don't make them anymore. I'm like, well, that one you have in your hand was made in 2013. You know, like, they still do make these.
And it's still circulating. It's still circulating money. I mean...
Right. Like, it's real fucking money. And then the thing is, what I always get a kick out of, they'll take the $2 bill, they'll hold it up to the light to look for the watermark in the strip, which it does not have, and then they won't mark it, but they'll put it in the register. Like, you have not proven that this is not counterfeit. Because you don't know what the fuck to look for. You're a cashier. You should know what the fuck to look for. But, I mean, I get it at work all the time, but my employees or the people that I work with, they're so used to me paying with twos. So now they see it all the time. Like, if we're up to me, I would put $2 bills in the cash registers at work and give it out as change. If I own my own personal business, I would give $2 bills out as change. Because you're going to attract customers. You're going to start up conversations. And I have a customer who comes in and buys twos from me all the time at one of the stores. Like, it's just a conversation piece. Like,
the one bartender, you'd given me change for something one time, and the one bartender at the Legion, she just loved them. She wanted to buy any of them I had.
Right.
Because I had a few of them from you.
Right. I mean, that's how originally it started out. I started working, you know.
They work great for tips.
Where I do. And I bought them out, and I remember telling Nathan, this is back in 2004, I'm like, I got $2 bills. I'm going to start using these as tips. I'm going to use these for tip money. And then it just turned into where I had quite a few. So I went to, I don't know, probably McDonald's or some bullshit and paid for it. And then you get this reaction. It's like, what the fuck is this?
The younger generation. And it's that smug attitude I hate, like they're right.
Right.
They're automatically, they've never heard of it, so it doesn't
I'm
exist.
still waiting for the day I'm refused service who's paying the $2 bills.
Awesome, we're old.
There's nothing more gratifying to me, as like I said, you get that smug attitude, and this has happened to me. I've went looking for DVDs or anything, and that I know's there because I've either called ahead, I've looked it up online, it says available in store, and they have no idea what I'm talking about, but yet they don't have it. They go look, they finally get off their ass and do their job, and then they have to come back and they have it, and they basically have to admit to me that they were wrong. I do my homework before I go.
Because they're entitled. All these younger kids are coming up entitled. Not all of them, because there are some hard.
There are some good kids out there. There really are. Yeah.
But they feel that they deserve a paycheck without putting forth the effort to receive it. Like, they just feel that they should get one for coming to work, not for actually doing any work.
Exactly.
So, fuck that. And fuck Cal Ripken.
Fuck entitlement and Cal Ripken and everything.
Yes.
And Martha Stewart.
And Martha Stewart.
But I think
we're going to title this episode of the podcast, Fuck 'Em All, right? So.
Yeah, I think we've rambled and pretty much went down every rabbit hole we possibly could. You guys want to wrap this one up?
We dug some holes.
Yeah, we've dug our own, and, well, we ran out of them, so we just started digging our own.
Exactly.
But do we want to wrap this up?
Yeah, if you happen to want to see us on social media, we have a Facebook page, the 546 Project.
If you still like us after any of this.
Yeah.
And leave comments. We're really wanting to hear from people on this.
So that's what the smell was in this box. It wasn't the cardboard, it was staleness, Dan. God, that smells terrible.
People still bitch about the food box.
So,
keep going with that social media, Nathan.
Yeah, our Twitter handle is the _546_project. Our Gmail account is the 546project@gmail.com. YouTube, we have a page over there.
Which, again, I didn't know we had until today.
I learned something.
I'm telling you.
You can find us on iTunes and Google Play Music.
And feel free to comment about your first wet dream, since we did not get to cover that in this podcast this evening. So
you want
at least one of us really want to
cover that in depth more in another one?
Yeah, at least one of us really want to know what your first
entitled
wet dreams were.
Super Soaker.
Nice.
Damn. So thank you all.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes.